Welcome back to New York Talk. This is the instant reaction. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you've had a really good, really good Christmas. The new year may not be so fun. 1-0 defeat, Boxing Day. Should be the fun day. Boxing Day, not today. Just sum up first of all, Danny. Poor. Step backwards.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, I've not been to a league game all season just because of work and various other things, but I've seen the highlights, extended highlights, various games, obviously talked to you guys about it, but to see it in person, I don't want to be too harsh because I support this football club, but some of the things we did today were actually laughable. Like, I don't know what's happened. We've said on the podcast that, barring the previous result, 3 or 4 games before that, we actually looked like we were starting to do something. We looked like we were starting to gel and find a rhythm and find a way of playing. But I saw none of that today against Wigan. None at all. There was no structure going forwards. There was no positional awareness of anybody on the pitch. The short passes were horrific. I don't think we strung 4 passes together all game. When we didn't know what to do, we went to long ball, and that didn't work either. Don't get me wrong, Wigan weren't anything exceptional today. I think they were 2 bang average League One teams. Yeah. But we were the less bang average one because nothing worked. There were so many players inefficient today. I think a Dauphin winning man of the match was the right call because he said to me in the stadium, Matt, he's been all right, but the rest of them were so poor, it made a Dauphin look good. Same with Humphreys when he came on, same with Hungbo when he came on. They looked good because everybody else was so poor. So fun Boxing Day. First time we've lost to Wigan on Boxing Day as well.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Stats for the stat fans out there. Wigan, I thought, were just a side that knew what they were doing. They knew the job. They got limited, and they can tell they're full of team full of young players. But their players knew exactly what they were meant to be doing, which is a good starting point, I think, in December. Second half was somehow worse, Mick. But I don't think we were particularly good in the first half. But I think there is a debate to be had whether we held them at arm's length or whatever the case may be. They got that goal, and I do wonder what was said at half time because that second half was. It's up there as one of the worst halves we've seen at New York Stadium this season, that second half.
I think we need to be positive.
Okay.
Let's be positive. I thought the colour of the referee's shirt, that green, is really nice.
Okay, suits him.
It suits him, it looks nice, it's a nice colour, like a turquoise colour. I thought that was quite a positive thing. And also, there were a new advert, I don't know whether you saw the new advert on the electronics advertising audience. It's actually got flames on it, looked really good. So there's a couple of takeaways there, I think, to take away from
No Bachelor Boy
from today. No Bachelor Boy, that's another one. Yeah. So there are some positives to take out of the day. That's it. That's all I've got. I've got no else. We were worse in second half than we were in first, and we were bad in first. So we've had our fun. Northampton game we did really well. We've reverted back to no plan A now, haven't we? Or B, or C, or D. So, no tactics, no organisation, no nothing. So, you've had your fun, Rotherham fans, I think. We've decided that because we didn't get anything out of the Mansfield game, we're going to revert back to what we've done before, which is nothing. So, poor, really poor. What else can you say? What can you say? Other than hugely frustrating, but the referee's shirt were a nice colour. And flames going right to the stadium, that were nice.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I suppose the frustrating thing, Danny, is when we spoke to Evans, he kind of said that he agreed that the kind of first part of the season, it looked like there was no plan. There obviously was, because he's a professional manager, so there obviously was a plan. But the players weren't understanding the plan, and that's why it looked the way it did. Northampton first 30 minutes against Mansfield were decent, Lincoln, etc. The concern is that we've gone back for the second half against Mansfield, or certainly the last 20 minutes against Mansfield, and then completely today, we've gone back to where we were. And not just a bit of a regression, it's completely back to where we were in the first place. So, what's happened for that to happen? Because it was only one goal against Mansfield, and then we've gone backwards. That's madness.
Yeah, your guess is a good man, to be fair, because I actually have no idea. Because the Northampton game proved, all right, they're not the greatest team in the world. It's not like it's a championship standard team like Birmingham, for example, but we still showed what we were capable of. We strung passes together, we progressed forward, we mitigated them playing through our back line. There are still huge issues there, in my opinion, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But we show what we're capable of. Like with the corner kick routine, that absolutely bamboozled some teams. Where is it?
Stop doing it.
We stopped doing it. Why have we stopped doing it? You know, we had one short corner routine when Hungo came on, but that was ineffective because none of the crosses or anything that we tried, either they got hung up on the first man, or they were played into an area which was a good area to be played into, just on the 6-yard box line. But there's nobody there.
Yeah.
There's no. Again, it feels like the start of the season. It feels like there's no plan. There obviously is, but if there is, we're not executing it effectively.
There must be a plan.
Yeah,
so we must do something.
There's no way, as professional footballers, they go onto a pitch and just go, right, lads, go and have a kickabout for 90 minutes. There is a plan somewhere in there. We're just not executing it effectively, and that warrants a performance like this, which was just, I'll hold my tongue, so I'm about to swear then, just completely poor all over the pitch. All over the pitch, apart from maybe like 2 players who did okay.
Yeah, Mick disagrees with your plan.
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying
There
it.
must be a plan. There's got to be.
What? You and I have sat next to each other this afternoon and watched that game, right? We've watched all the other home games this season. We've watched the away games this season, right? And we're still talking now on Boxing Day about what the plan is. We're still talking about it now. Almost halfway through the season, nobody's got a clue. Nobody. The manager, the players, nobody has got a clue what's going off. I'm sorry, but it's just
The man that will understand why it's not. Why not?
No.
He's clearly going to tell them to do something.
Listen. If we were 2 or 3 games in, yeah, I'd agree with you. But this is just embarrassing. It's embarrassing to watch week in, week out. It is, and there is no plan. There are no tactics. They don't know what they're doing, and I'll tell you why. Because if they did know what they're doing, by now, by Boxing Day, the players would know what they were supposed to be doing. And they don't. They quite clearly don't.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, but it's just... Wow. It's
At Miller Mick 2.
garbage.
No, Mick, we'll stick with you, Mick. Let's talk about the goal we conceded. We haven't talked about the goal yet, and we've already done 6-7 minutes. The goal conceded, really, really poor goal to concede. Reece James has got to do better for a start. An experienced player like Reece James. And the guy's just stood there, edge at 6-yard box.
Yeah.
It's just basic stuff. That's just basic. That's not tactics. That's not plan of play. That's just players aren't doing their jobs.
Yeah, I mean, somebody's gone in behind Reece James again. Shock, horror, surprise. Because it's happened so many times this season, hasn't it? So, it's just poor defending. It's poor defending, switched off seconds before half time.
Yeah.
Had that not gone in, then it'd have been 0-0 all the way.
Yeah.
And if we'd have continued playing till Stockport arrive here on Sunday, it'd have still been 0-0.
Yeah.
So, 2 shocking sides today. Disappointing, sapped the Christmas spirit right out of me.
Correct. We had we beaten Northampton, we'd beaten. Just to give you an idea of the league, if we'd have beaten Mansfield, and then we'd have beaten Wigan, we'd have been within 5 points of the playoffs. As it stands, we're now 11 points of the playoffs, 4 points outside the relegation zone, obviously much closer to the relegation zone. But that gives you an idea of how close the league is, and if we would have got our act together, how important Christmas could have been. We're now sitting here saying, let's make sure we get enough points to not get too close to the relegation zone. And we've got Stockport, Lincoln, and Huddersfield. They are 3 really good teams. 2 of them are away from home, so they're bankers for the opposition. Anything else you want to mention, lads? Let's go have some beer or something. Yeah?
At least it wasn't 6-1, which is what our first Boxing Day result was against Chesterfield.
Danny for more stats. Danny, I don't know your Twitter. You'll find him. Make sure you have subscribed on YouTube if you've enjoyed this. If you've not enjoyed it, subscribe anyway. Give the video a thumbs up. Sunday for the next instant reaction, but the full review of this football game.
If you can call it that.
If you can call it that. The podcast will be out tomorrow. We'll do a live podcast Friday evening for that one, and then we'll see where life takes us. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you all next time, and as always, up the Millers.
Up the Millers. Right, let's get a beer.